To start the discussion on the significance of the death of the Queen, I'm going to read the statement put out by the Marxist-Leninist Party of Canada on the death of the Queen, entitled "Renounce the Monarchy. The time to declare a republic is now." The statement reads, "According to news reports, Charles automatically becomes King of the United Kingdom and the head of state of 14 other realms, including Australia, Canada, and New Zealand. Apparently, Charles will call himself King Charles III, whose many hereditary titles, however, do not include head of the Commonwealth. The deceased queen declared herself head of the Commonwealth when she ascended to the throne 70 years ago. Unbeknownst to the peoples of the 56 member countries of the Commonwealth, including the 15 of which the Queen was head of state, and without the people's approval, Charles was appointed her designated successor in this position at the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in 2018. The news of the Queen's death and the pomp and pageantry that follow is now dominating the airwaves, with English broadcast channel BBC and Canada's CBC carrying minute-by-minute reporting. The impression is created that it is all a matter of centuries-long traditions. However, a lot of it stems from the days of Queen Victoria and since then to shore up the aim of the monarchy as a fictional person of state above the people who are subjects and allegedly hold this fictional person in reverence and awe. The propaganda is meant to disinform the people about the system of rule established in the mid-1600s to make peace between warring factions in the English Civil War. This gave rise to the constitutional arrangements at the base of the European nation-states, subsequently imposed on all countries where the colonial powers held sway. The anachronistic institutions harbor entitled individuals in economic and political power whose wealth, corruption, and degeneracy and privilege can no longer be accepted or hidden from public sight. An impression is created in Canada and even Quebec that to get rid of the foreign monarch as a head of state is nigh impossible because the lawmaking process depends on receiving royal assent, and other prerogative powers are seen to be indispensable. Nothing could be further from the truth. A parliament or legislature worthy of the name could vest the sovereign decision-making power in itself, not a foreign monarch, and elect a head of state based on criteria established by itself to carry out a mandate it gives. The parliament or legislature would thus hold the head of state to account and recall the person in the event that he or she does not carry out the mandate as given. It's high time Canada rid the country of these anachronistic arrangements and finally declare itself free from entanglement with the British monarchy. It's high time the people of Canada elect a constituent assembly and found a modern republic whose institutions would be created on a modern basis. As it stands, all life in Canada, including the Quebec elections and the Ontario municipal elections, are now hijacked by the news of the death of the Queen and the preposterous pomp and pageantry which will accompany the Queen's funeral and Charles's ascension to the throne. Charles now goes to Wales and Scotland and Northern Ireland to seek their allegiance. At a time, members of the ruling circles are even committing crimes as they vie against one another for positions of power and privilege, and life in their midst has become a permanent night of the long knives. So many oaths of allegiance to the new monarch are seriously incongruous. So too, in Canada, discussion will center on how those who swore allegiance to the Queen Elizabeth when they took office are now supposed to do it again with the new king. These shameful shenanigans are intolerable and unacceptable in a modern world. The working people themselves are striving to bring the human productive forces under their control and gain political empowerment so as to be able to take the decisions that affect their lives. The days of the monarch as a fictional person of state and of casting a ballot in an election to authorize others to represent, rule, and speak in your name are over. Now, those who are elected or appointed to office swear allegiance to a foreign monarch. The people representing themselves will not swear such allegiance and will not allow others to speak and rule in their stead. Today's world is so filled with dangers that only the people themselves can provide the problems with solutions, control their destiny, and open up a bright future.